Hi, this is Alcan. Welcome back to my channel. Well, the subject of this video is, of course, the incident on the New York City subway train. There was a net train that had an incident involving an individual who had some kind of mental health problems. He also had a lengthy criminal record. He has been arrested between 40 and 44 times, depending which publication you've been reading or watching. And he was threatening people, he was harassing people, and he was throwing stuff at people, and apparently some people just had enough. So 3 Samaritans held him down till the police came. One of them ended up giving the man a chokehold, and he passed away. It turns out that this individual, we didn't know until later, also has a history of a violent assault. So he must have been resisting pretty bad for this to happen. So now you have a bunch of soy drinking numbnuts hanging outside the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. Alvin Bragg, another soy drinking numbnut, trying to put pressure on him to go after this ex-Marine and charge him with murder. Just like he went after the bodega worker who had to kill somebody to protect himself from bodily harm. He was sent to jail by Braggs until pressure was against him, forced him to release this individual. Then he went after a parking garage attendant who was shot by an individual in the parking garage. He managed to steal the individual's gun, used it against him, and shot him. So what happens? He's in the hospital bed, a victim, in the hospital bed with handcuffs on. Again, another Alvin Bragg's exclusive Numb case, until that situation forced him to also drop the charges and the handcuffs off the individual. So do we need another nonsense like this? These social warriors out there, which I'm dubbing them the soy drinking numbnuts, is causing unnecessary chaos outside of the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, despite the fact that when Trump was being indicted by the same individual, he's warning all kinds of people who come to protest against the indictment against Trump to be in their best behavior. But apparently, the mayor of New York City is not doing the same thing with these numbnuts. So, go figure. And there was a picture in the Daily News today about the incident. Somebody captured it. The Marine is on the left. One of the other Samaritans is on the right, on top of the individual. And I blared the face of both of them to protect their identity. And I do not care about the individual that was on the floor because he's already dead or whatever it was. So the thing is, in the photo, I don't see anybody's arm around the individual's neck. So we don't know if this photo was taken before or after the so-called chokehold took place. Well, I mean, the medical examiner did rule a homicide. It doesn't necessarily mean it was murder. I mean, when I was operating a subway train from New York City Transit, I had an incident where a passenger fell or jumped in front of my train, and I killed that person. It was also ruled a homicide, but being that the person either fell or jumped, that was the end of that. So it's not automatically mean murder. But these people want to make it murder because it fits their agenda. And because the individual who did the chokehold is white, and the individual who died is black, they're making it a race issue, which is absolutely nonsense. Because the other individual that was holding him is also African American. So we don't know what's going on here, except it's the mainstream media, social media, and all the other people who are a bunch of social soy drinking numbnuts is causing an unnecessary commotion and flamming the flames of the racial tensions But yet, when this guy was having problems, did anybody offer him any help? Not that we're aware of. So he ends up in the wrong end of a chokehold because nobody give a damn about helping him. Not the Manhattan DA, not the public, not the city officials. And of course, the city officials are jumping on the bandwagon. These are the same soy-drinking numbnuts who wanted to defund the police. Well, this is what happened when you defund the police. Now you have a defunded murder victim on a subway floor. Or that's what you call them, victim. Oh yeah, it's just like that incident in Nashville. They said there were 7 victims when there's 6. This is a major problem we're having in these cities because of these George Floyd soy drinking numb nuts district attorneys. The only good thing is we got rid of another one. This King Gardner of St. Louis. We need to get rid of all of them, including Alvin Bragg. Set one. Oh yeah, and one conservative in Congress was saying that I think it was Ron Paul that they should arrest the DA Alvin Bragg. And I say, well, yes, please hurry up before he gets his hands on that ex-Marine on the subway incident. So there you have it. Was it really a murder, or was it an attempt to stop a major assault on the subway? Because the city of New York and the justice system is out of whack, out of touch with reality, and they're more interested in going after Trump than going after criminals. And that's probably why Alvin Bragg is so big, because he was going to all these parties, eating all that food from people who were hoping that he would go after Trump. And when he didn't go after Trump, they stopped inviting him and they stopped feeding him. That's probably what he went back at Trump with the 34 indictments. I wonder how many pieces of cake he got out of that one. So this is Outcan saying so on for now. Don't forget to stop. Yes, New York is nuts. So is Alameda County, so is St. Louis, so is Atlanta, so is Chicago, so is San Francisco, so is LA. And by the way, if you know any George Soros DAs who are white in these cities, drop me a line. I'll go after them too. Because I'm still trying to go after George Castone in LA. He sounds like, yeah.